So, welcome to the last day session on Python programming in drug and vaccine design in internship and certificate course in AI/ML approaches of drug and vaccine design. So, before going to today's session topics, can we recap the last session topics? So, come with your interaction. What exactly did we discuss in the last session? So, can you able to remember what exactly did we discuss in last session? Yes, AI and ML approaches of drug and vaccine design. Okay, but what specifically in that topic? What exactly did we discuss? Yes, we discussed specifically initially on machine learning. Even other participants, SVC students can interact machine learning applications in drug discovery, development. So it includes even the design and for biomarker discovery, even machine learning can be used for the different. We have seen different machine learning algorithms, and we have seen the applications of machine learning algorithms in different databases, isn't it? We have CADME, we have seen QACR, Galaxy QACR, we have seen Zing 15 and 20. So all these databases, whatever developed, utilizes the machine learning algorithms. So plenty of applications we have seen, including whatever we have seen from session 1 to session 13. I mean, session 12 is related to the machine learning applications. So now I can ask you a few questions specifically. What are the machine learning programs we can use? So if you want to practice programs on machine learning or AI, so what programs can we try? We have seen so many softwares as an examples, isn't it? So what programs or softwares you can use for is very good. Theano. Even other participants can interact. Theano, DY Brain, superb. Keras, good. MATLAB, superb. AlphaFold is the database, superb. Torch, TORCH, superb. Pandas. So from Python, we have two different pandas. DY Brain, superb. How about SVC students? Any? TensorFlow, excellent. This is a cloud computing kind of machine learning application. Vika, I think you're getting all these applications, whatever is shown in the previous slides. Excellent. So this is what we have discussed in machine learning applications. And in AI also we have seen few more things like AI. The machine learning is a subset of AI, and even deep learning is a subset of AI. So SCI, KA learn, of course, we can use in Python. So so for the others, we just remember whatever they are interacting. So these are the machine learning programs. Okay. Now, can I go ahead with today's session contents? So excellent interaction. So today we'll be discussing on Python programming in drug and vaccine design. So actually, there is a lot to know about in this Python programming. So like initially few slides are prepared related to mathematics, like how to what is mean, what is median, what is variance. I think this mathematics you can learn, isn't it, from any max textbook. So I directly come to the Python programming. So initially in Python programming, so if you want to practice Python programming, I suggest you to install the to software, or you can use the online tool. So for working with Python, you can use Python Jupyter. Okay, Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook by project Jupyter. So you can directly go to this. So we have both online and offline tools. If you want to install, we can install here. Okay, we have an option to install, or else we can try with an online tool. So Jupyter Notebook in online. Okay, so we can go to the Jupyter Notebook online. So we can try with the Jupyter online. Okay, so by going to this Jupyter Notebook, we have Jupyter Lab and Notebook. We can go to this. So actually, this Jupyter Notebook we can execute many languages. So we can also use we can compile our Python programming. Okay, so for creating the Python programming, new Python file. We can also can execute R programming. Okay, so for a Python, for creating any kind of a file, we can use like this, file new. Now we can type the Python programming inside this editor, or else we can able to we can try with another source, that is we can try, try downloading Anaconda Navigator. This is the best app. I suggest you to work Anaconda Navigator. So if you go to the Anaconda Navigator, okay, so it will, in the Anaconda Navigator we have this Jupyter. So first I can take you to the Anaconda and then I can tell you about that how we are going to practice Anaconda Navigator. So if I open an Anaconda Navigator, it takes some time. I think it's already opened. So why to open once again? So this is Anaconda Navigator. We have PyCharm, Anaconda Toolbox, Notebooks, etc. To work with the Python programming, we have to click Launch in the Jupyter Notebook, not in the Jupyter Lab, in Jupyter Notebook. If you click Launch, it directly open in the Internet Explorer. Okay, it open the Internet Explorer. If you see the Internet Explorer, we can have this. Okay, so this is how the window looks like. I just zoomed in. So first we'll be having this kind of a window. Okay, so whatever window we open in the Jupyter, if you want to create a kind of a new file, we can create a file. Or if you have some kind of new files already created in the repository, you can open any of the file. Okay, for example, if you want to create a new file, new Python file. So this I have created in the Jupyter Notebook present in Anaconda. Either you try with Jupyter Online Compiler or install the Anaconda. So what is the advantage of Anaconda, So whatever you try with the Jupyter Online, so it will be present and it will be, whatever you work, it will be there at temporarily. It will be stored in temporarily. But here, whatever you try with the Anaconda Jupyter, this will be saved in the cloud. So earlier, whatever you tried, you can able to see the programming code. Okay, that's the advantage of Anaconda Jupyter. If you have space in your laptop, I suggest you to download this and you can go to the Python notebook and then you can practice the code. Okay, so this is how we can try. If you want to open a previous kind of a Python programming code, you can open that Python programming. Okay, or else we can create a new one. Okay, now let me try with this Python programming. So, for example, if I want to practice a small code, okay, so I better take the previously, yes, I take this kind of a window. So in the Jupyter, I think it takes some time to getting loaded. I already opened a kind of a Jupyter notebook. So whatever I opened a notebook, okay, first I'm going to try with it. For example, if you want to practice few packages like the math, numpy, panda, these are some of the packages. In the packages, you have so many kind of functions. So if you import the packages, you can able to work with these functions. Okay, so for first we have to install the packages. If you want to install the package called math, so I so use this kind of thing. Install pip install Okay, like if you want to install pandas, pip install pandas. So it's already installed. If it is not installed, okay, so see here, the requirement already satisfied. So if it is already installed, you'll be getting like this. If it is not installed, it will be installed immediately. So similarly, if you want to install a package called math, okay, we use similar thing. So type the code pip install math and shift enter to execute it. Either press shift enter. So you have to restart the kernel to use updated packages. Okay, so could not find a version that satisfies the requirement math. So we can use, so already it's installed, so no problem. Whatever installed, we can try with the functions. Okay. So if it is not installed, we can install that. Okay. Like this, you can try. Either you can use shift enter to execute it, or else we can select the specific thing, okay, whatever it is, and we can run this. If you have multiple lines, you can type multiple lines by pressing enter and finally select all the lines and click this run button to execute the code. Okay, this is how we try working with it. So for simple function with the math, whatever it's installed, okay. So can we try one kind of a function? So for example, if I want to use the math function, I'm going to use import math and shift enter. So now the math, whatever library is installed, now we can use it like in C language, how we can use hash include stdio.h. Similarly, if I want to use that stdio.h functions like printf scanner, I can use like this. But what is math? In math, we have all the mathematical functions like mean, median, mode. So if you want to use any of these kind of mathematical formula functions, we can use this math library. Now we can see some kind of functions like factorial. So for using the factorial function, okay, we use math dot factorial, and then we can give a small number like 5. What is 5 factorial? Everyone know it is 120. So if you press shift enter, we'll be getting these kind of value. Similarly, for math dot floor, okay, and if we give something like 120, 1.7, so what value can we get if I execute this? According to mathematical function, if I press execute, we'll be getting 121 or 122. We'll be getting 121. If we want to get the that is zero point 0.7 is close to the next number, isn't it? The next integer. So if you want to get 122, that is just because we have more than zero point 0.5, okay, so we have to use C instead of flow. Now we can press this, so we'll be getting 122. So like this, we have plenty of math functions. To use the math functions, I suggest you to install the library through pip install math. Later, import that function, that library. After importing the library, we can use that function. The function is generally a name of the function and followed by in brackets, you have to feed the values, the data. So whatever data we feed, we are getting the output. This is how we execute the Python programming. So once again, I'm telling either go to the Jupyter offline, or you can go to the Jupyter online, or you can install the Anaconda, and after installing Anaconda, direct to Jupyter Notebook. And if you work on it, you can also have this already previously worked code in cloud computing. So even after a month, if you want to work the same thing, you can use that kind of files. So that's what you can able to see here. Okay, so whatever I saved here, you can able to see the files here. Okay, like this you can use just like GitHub repository. We can have this. Okay, so in this Jupyter Notebook cloud computing. Now let me go ahead with a few coding examples. Yesterday, you remember, I also provided few demos, like a case studies on my students' project. One case study, actually, all these three students' projects are going to publish, so I can't able to show much of the results to you. These are yet to be published. This is the reason why I'm not circulating the PPT. But what are the types of projects we can work? Okay, that's what I showed you. For example, like uh, taking the toxicity data and taking thousands of toxicity data and want to predict based on you want to screen the drugs based on toxicity, we can able to use machine learning, and that's what we have done in prediction of the toxicity of drugs for breast cancer. Okay, like this, we have gone for checking precision, accuracy, and other important terms for the peptides. You know, whatever we work in reverse vaccinology, we get thousands of peptides. Even whatever I worked with Nipah virus W protein, we have got around 1550 peptides. For 1550 peptides, if we run in multiple tools like PapiPred 2.0, Chow Fastman method, and other 3 4 algorithms, we'll be getting some 1500 in one data set and 1200 in another data set. We'll be getting some four different files, isn't it? Whatever we get four different files, if I want to screen the best epitope, okay, based on a particular workflow, we can able to use that kind of an algorithm to whatever we want to feed in the pipeline, we can feed it and we can screen the best epitope. Okay, so we can screen even the epitopes from multiple Excel files. Okay, so this is what is done by a PG student in 2021. That is, after doing reverse vaccinology for hepatitis C virus, she worked on machine learning to screen the best epitopes from multiple algorithms, from multiple programs. Okay, so that is also an example. Like whatever we have seen, that kind of a practical examples. Okay, uh, now I'm showing you the basics of Python programming. So whatever they worked is they work for nearly for 5 to 6 months and they come up completed the project. But to initiate a project, I am for the beginner level, I am teaching you because SK also told me, asked me like how to practice with Python. So I initiated like how to install the Python. Now let me go ahead with the basic skills in Python programming. So if you see this uh, packages, the most important packages or math, where we find the mathematical functions, NumPy. NumPy, we have numerous, we can handle the data of arrays. If you want to store the data in the arrays, this is the best package. And even in pandas, we can handle arrays of data. What is array? Arrays are nothing but we have numerous values in collection. Okay, for example, if I have 2 comma 4 comma 7 comma 8, okay, so these are, it is an integer array. And similarly, we can have character array related to gender. Okay, so if you want to have something like this, we can also have in the array. We can also have name. Okay, so these are actually a string arrays. Okay, so like however I want to handle this kind of an arrays, whatever studied in max as well as in computer programming, to handle this better use numpy. Also we can handle in pandas, but it takes more space. So instead of storing the data in arrays, better we store in the form of data frames. Here we store the data in the form of an arrays. Here we store the data in the form of data frames. Also, if you have voluminous data in the Excel, so for example, if you go to the string TB and if you download the gene expression data, you can get more than 1500 data. Here also in the reverse vaccinology, in discovery of epitopes, we get 1500 data, more than 1500. So whatever we have, if you want to open the Excel sheet The Excel sheet can be in the .csv format, that is comma separated value, or tabulated separated what is that, CSV and TSV, isn't it? Tabulated. So these Excel sheets can also be opened. Excel sheets can also be opened using this pandas. So first we should install and we have to import the pandas. To work with statistics can be like a Z test, student F test, T test, okay, F test, whatever we discussed, okay, ANOVA, one-way ANOVA, uh, two-way ANOVA. So all these things, if you include these statistics, if you install the statistics and include the statistics library, we can use all the statistical functions. SCIPY stats model. So this is something we, if we want to work with the statistical models, like want to draw with some graphs and work with the statistics related to that, we can use this kind of a functions. Now let me go ahead in utilizing these kind of libraries, yeah, in our function. So earlier I told you, if it's simply import math, we can use factorial, flow, ceil, and similarly, however I imported math, we can also import math as small m. If you add allot as a small m, instead of giving like math dot factorial, we can give like m dot factorial. M dot factorial. So this is another way of using the import, how to use the math function using import. And next up, I am trying to import num py as np and pandas as pd. And after that, I try to, if I want to try to upload a CSV file, okay, so this is the function I can use. Like I can use like first PD. PD stands for that whatever the pandas we allocated as PD. So that pandas PD. PD dot a function is there called read underscore CSV. If you want to read the Excel file, which is in CSV format, we can use this. If we have a tabulated separated value file .tsv, instead of read underscore CSV, we can use read underscore TSV. So like this, we can use the specific function and we can, whatever URL where you can able to open the Excel sheet, you can load the URL. Okay, if you have any kind of space, see here, we have a space here, TSA space Norca. If for betterment, I better suggest you to use R. So after opening the bracket, use R, and inside the single quotes, you feed the entire URL of the, that is location of that Excel file. Then obviously what happens, that the entire contents of that CSV is loaded in data. If you enter data, then obviously you get all the data. Can we try this now at present? Whatever I explained, like how to import the CSV file. Now I'm going to import the CSV file. So for this, I try with first import numpy as np and import pandas as pd. Okay, so whatever uh, we have selected, okay, select this, select the entire two codes and click enter. If you get a, if you have entered something wrong, we might have got some kind of an errors. So till now, whatever we are executing is right. So only we are getting, either we get an output or it simply execute. It will be getting a next kind of a window to type the program. So now this is completed. For opening the Excel file, I'm going to use pd dot. Initially, before data equals, why I'm taking data equals whatever data I take in Excel. If I want to import it in data, then I use data equals pd dot read dot csv. Okay, and you can use R. Okay, better, or else you can also ignore. Now I'm going to open a Excel sheet. So I already have Excel sheet. I show you. So I have an Excel sheet called loan underscore data. So this loan underscore data, I zoom in and show you. So I just first go with the wrapping text. I zoom the text. So see here. So this is the heading actually. Heading first I can show you what exactly is there. So if you see that load underscore that is loan data, we have loan ID, gender, married, dependents, education, self-employed, applicant's income, co-applicant income. Okay, so these are the data present in loan underscore data dot csv. We have around 615 datas, okay, in this Excel file. So can we import this? To import this, first we have to select the URL. Okay, so I have selected the URL. Now I'm pasting the URL slash loan underscore data dot csv, close the bracket, close even this thing. Anything else? Show something. Loan underscore dot data dot csv. Okay, so can I execute? Some error is there because pnd underscore tech. Okay, so can I try to whatever we have. Okay, I better use R here. Okay, so if I use the R, now I'm going to execute Shift Enter. So some problem is there. Yes, unexpected character after line continuation character. So actually, yes. This function is actually read underscore CSV. Read underscore CSV, isn't it? Still, we have problem. Let me go ahead. Uh, data equals pd dot read underscore CSV, but we have problem with the. Can I try like this instead of single quotes? Can we try with the double quotes? Let me check what is going to happen. Yes, now it's executed. So sometimes if the single quotes won't work just because of some characters like OS comma. Okay, so this is not accepted. If you have used some other kind of characters, it might have accepted. So just because of this, I'm using the double quotes. So now after this, we if you want to open the data, I'm just typing the data and enter. Now we got all this 614 datas are shown now. Whatever you have seen in the Excel sheet, we can able to see now. Now we can go to the next slide. So up to this we have completed. So then the next is to go with a different values. If you want to fetch values like columns, data dot columns. And if you want to take a particular field like applicant income, mean, median, mode, how to make it, see. So if I want to open columns, okay, data dot columns. So actually in data dot columns, we should not give that columns is not a function. So just like this, you have to type. Now you'll be getting like this. Okay, if I type like data dot columns, you'll be getting these values. And now, so whatever we have, these kind of fields which you can find in the first row. Okay, so if I want to open specifically, okay, data of applicant income, okay, better use square brackets, comma, applicant income, okay, close the single quotes and close the square brackets. So if you want to take this applicant income, now you will be getting this applicant income alone. Okay, so for this, if that is 614 values are shown, but if you want to take the mean of this, okay, that is using that mean function, so we can able to get the value of that applicant income. Mean is 5403.45. If you want to take mode, okay, type it as mode, and so we'll be getting this as the mode. and that is 2500. And similarly, median. So like this, we can try with the data fields. Okay, if you want to try with the data fields and you want to use the math functions with the data fields, we can try like this. Okay, so this is how we can handle the data in the Excel sheet. And now if you want to take standard deviation, use std. Okay, we got the std value. And if you want to get variance, var, variance is var. And for skew, skewing the values, you can use skew function. So this is the skew function value. Okay, for the loan underscore data, Excel sheet, whatever data we have taken, we can execute like this. Now, the next is if we want to go with statistics function, how to use the statistic function? Import statistics as stat. So I'll be first declaring statistics as stat so that I can use this abbreviated word. Now I've imported the statistics because I already installed statistics. Pip install statistics I've done. So I'm directly importing this. So after this, if you want to use statistics like stat dot mean, okay, the data, whatever we type, we can type the data. And for applicant income, we want to calculate it. Can close the square bracket, close this. Okay, so this is going to calculate the mean through the statistics package, statistics library. If I press shift enter, see, we are getting 5403. So earlier, when I tried with the mean, okay, what we got, do you remember? So we got the same value, but we are getting this type of data type. So numpy panda dot float 64. Okay, so this you can also see the data type. Now along with the data type, you can see the value. But if you try to use the statistics library, and if you start using the code like this, that is using the data applicant income inside the mean function, okay, we are getting like this. And even you can, whatever I tried here, you can also try in other way, like give a mean function, and inside the function you can give the data applicant income. You will be getting the same value whatever you find here. Okay, you can also try like this, give this as an argument here. Okay, so these are the other ways of finding the mean using the statistic function, numpy function. This is actually numpy pandas. This is calculated from numpy pandas. So like this also we can. So that is using the math function. We using the numpy pandas to link with it. So this is actually statistics library. Now let me go ahead with the other kind of illustrations. So whatever we have discussed, okay, so is something related to statistics, math, pandas, numpy. Now can we go ahead with if you want to work with statistics, like we can also work with the statistics. So for example, if you want to work with one sample is a test, okay, I have to give some kind of data values. So presently, I'm going to give data 1 equals, I'm going to include some values in the array. So to including that values in the array, I'm going to give something like this, 92, 93, 97, 95, 91. So I've included around how many values? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 values I've included in a data 1 array. Okay, so after this, whatever I've included, I going to execute this. Okay, so random of 7 values. Now, how to use this Z one sample Z test. For using the one sample Z test, we can go with from stats models dot stats dot. So in stats models, we have stats, a sub library. Inside that, we have weight stats, another sub library. Where we are going to take the Z test. Okay. So in this library, we have the Z test that we are going to import. So for using the Z test, a statistical function from stats models. Okay, stats models dot stats dots weight stats. Actually, whatever I'm typing is the libraries. To know about the libraries and inside the sub libraries, we can able to learn from the Python textbooks. Okay, so import, we can give is a test. Okay, so I'm going to bring this is a test now. So this line is correct, so we are not getting any errors. Now if I want to use Z statistics, like in the next line, what they have done, they're calculating the Z statistic value as well as p value. Okay, for this, in the Z test function, they are including the data, whatever we have typed, comma, the value, whatever we want to calculate for the Z test, that will be giving now. So, for example, Z score underscore stat p underscore val. This is what initially I'm declaring the variables. So, I'm going to take these two variable values from Z test. In the Z test, I'm going to give whatever data one, okay, from value equals, we can give any value. For example, we can give even 99. Okay, so something related to the data values, whatever I given. Now shift enter. Okay, now this is executed. Now if I want to print the zstat value, I can type the zstat and press enter. We can are getting this value and p value. Okay, p value, whatever I calculated from the z test, if you execute it, we'll be getting the p value. So this is zstat value, whatever we find, minus 5 point, and this is the p value. So p-value is generally used for measuring the statistical significance. If p-value is less than 0.05, we can tell significant. If it is p-value is less than 0.01, more significant. P-value is less than 0.001, most significant. So in our case, we are getting e power minus 0.08. Definitely, it is most significant. It is lesser than 0.001. Okay, to calculate the p-value from the z test from the data whatever we feed. Again, once again, I'm telling you, first have the data values inside the array, and then we go with using from and import a particular library inside a libraries, and then whatever we take the library inside that weight stats, we have z test that we are importing, so that we can use the z test function. So whatever z test function I'm going to use, that is going to have two different arguments.
सीधे बहुत बज रहा है खेत में सुबह से
Yeah, participant, what you want? I think many of them are focusing on this. If you have any doubts, you can ask us. Use CAD in between. Participants don't. If you have doubts, okay, so message us so that we can clear your doubts. Okay, I can clear your doubts. Any doubts at present? The Python programming will be like this only. Even in my bioinformatics subjects, I usually teach bioinformatics subjects, but we have also Perl programming. When I start teaching the Perl programming, everyone get bored, and the next, we have also removed the Perl programming just because the students are not interested. But whatever course we are training is related to AI and ML. What to do? at least one session we should have Python programming, isn't it? So what I'm taking you to this session. Okay. Is it okay? Can I go ahead with the Python programming? Do you understand up to present? Yes or no? I want to give a kind of confirmation. Can I proceed? Is it understandable? Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Okay, because some kind of a diversion happening in between. Now let me go ahead. So we are using, we can similarly, however, we tried with the Z test, we can try with the student T test, F test, whatever we studied in mathematics. We can also try with ANOVA. Okay, so all these things. So a simple example for Z test. That's what we have tried. Okay, but it is case sensitive. For example, if you give capital Z, give capital Z. If I give small p, give small p underscore y. Then only you can get this thing. Now, if you want to check whether it is null hypothesis can be accepted or not, so for the we can check with the p value as I mentioned earlier. So to check with the null hypothesis, if P, not the capital B, P underscore value is less than 0.05, okay, we can tell like what print. Print is just like printf. Print null hypothesis rejected, okay, or else we can tell null hypothesis accepted. So according to that test, because in the test just we won't limit up to calculating Z stat and the p-value, we have to tell about the hypothesis can be, null hypothesis can be accepted or rejected. So now I have selected this code. I'm going to execute. We have some error. So the error is actually we should not use this bracket in the if function. We have to and then in the else we have to use this colon. Okay, so and similarly we have to use the colon. Okay, so this is what is missing. Okay, a slight change in the code. So if no bracket, but we use the colon, and similarly else colon. So whatever, and if I use double quotes here also I have to use double quotes. Okay, so but can I give the double quotes here in both the cases, or can might have tried with the single quotes? Okay, now I'm going to shift enter print. So even in the print we have problem. So why can't I try with the single quotes? Yes, we can try now. Expected print. Uh, print else. Okay, null hypothesis rejected. See, some kind of a formatting, the line space, we are not getting. So just we troubleshoot it. Okay, do you find how I troubleshooted? Okay, so whatever we type, okay, so initially we have to check like this. So even it can find a tab space in between the print automatically. For this, what I have done, I used this delete and came to this and pressed enter. And similarly, even in the else, you should not have any space. And even for this, I tried like this. I tried like this. Automatically adjusted. So according to this, p-value is less than 0.05. Obviously, null hypothesis rejected. So we go with alternate. Now, let me go ahead with the other test also. We also have two sample set test. For this, we should have two different arrays. Here, this example, they're given city A, city B, and then they tried similarly z underscore stat1, p underscore val1. They're given two variables. Earlier, we have given only one variable, but we have given one value. But here we given two different arrays as an input variables. Obviously, we'll be getting the z stat value and p value. We can able to use the if else to check it can be hypothesis rejected or accepted. Okay, now can we try with some other functions? Okay, so whatever we tried, now we can try something new. So we can also try chi square. We can try the f test, t test, etc. Now we can go with another kind of a programming related to how to draw the graphs. You know, the Python programming is also used to draw many graphs, which we can able to draw the graphs using MS Excel. Generally, Microsoft Excel we use for drawing different graphs, isn't it? But few graphs we can't able to make it using that. So either we can go with R programming or even Python programming is also an excellent programming where we can draw all the types of graphs. First, I can show you the graphs and then I can start illustrating you with this program. So graphs like this bar diagram, we can able to see even in, we can able to draw in Excel, isn't it? So this kind of a diagram, see that our diagram, how it looks like. Sepal underscore length from a multiple data. Okay, in the x-axis we have the sepal length and how many sepals. The y-axis is how many sepals. Okay, that is in the plant. Okay, we in a particular flower we have sepal and petal. Okay, from numerous data that is related to sepal underscore length, sepal underscore width, and even for petal length and petal width from the numerous data, if I want to draw this kind of a graph, okay, so this is what we call it as histogram. So drawing such a kind of histogram, we can use this. And for pair plot, so for pair plot, how we can have this kind of a plot. Did you say have you ever come across this kind of a plot? Especially if you see in the fax fluorescent activated cell sorter. So there we find these kind of a pair plots. For example, control versus the marker, which we use to separate the cells, to distinguish the cells. Okay, so that kind of a pair plot we can able to try using this Python programming. Okay, and heat maps. Yesterday also I told you that whatever I docked multiple ligands with multiple receptors, I showed you in the form of a correlation matrix or heat maps. Multiple ligands with multiple receptors. For example, multiple ligands can be given in x-axis and multiple receptors in y-axis. The doc scores can be fed like this. So whatever we call it as a heat map or correlation matrix. Okay, so for this also we can able to create using this. I don't think you can able to make using Excel, Microsoft Excel. Illustration of line graph is present everywhere. You can do with any software, isn't it? Line graph, plot, line graph with this. I think this we can able to make it. Illustration of subplots and plots. Okay, for especially in gene expression data. For multiple genes, for each and every gene, you can able to measure this expression. Okay, so whatever data we give, we can see numerous line plots like this. We call this a subplot and plot. So one is related to vertical, the other is related to horizontal. Scatter plot, array and scatter plot. Like even in the plot, based on the data, based on the color, we can able to we can impart the color. Okay, so the each and set of data we can give a particular colors. So we can also use the pandas to import the Excel sheets in the form of .tsv or .csv, and then we can find this kind of a graphs. Okay, bar plot, bar plot. So bar plot vertical, bar plot horizontal. So first horizontal, vertical. Now this is box plot. How to draw the box plot? So this is also an illustration of a box plot with standard deviation. Box plot, multiple data of box plot data. Pie chart. Pie chart is present even in MS Excel. Illustration of histogram. We already seen this. So all these things we are using from a package called Seaborn. Okay, there is another library called Seaborn, where which we can use it for using different plots. Different graphs can be drawn using this Seaborn. So if you want the plots with different colors, okay, that is box plot with different colors, we can go with this Seaborn. Okay, illustration of C1. See, each and every bar diagram is in different colors or different intensity. So this is what bar plot, pal plot. So through the intensity, for example, if you are trying with microarrays, okay, and if you have diseased samples and normal patients, for example, if diseased patients are shown in red color and normal patients are shown in green color, how about the gene expressions? From dark pink to dark green, we can able to measure the values. So for that kind of a data also, we can use this pal plot. We can also select the color palette. Using the color palette, instead of having two different colors, we can use multiple colors also if you have multiple data. So for example, karyotyping of chromosomes. We have 22 plus X plus Y, 24 different colors to distinguish the chromosomes. So for this also we can try to use that. So this is an example of how the illustration of Seaborn. If you bring this Seaborn, we can also use this color palettes. Scatter plot with color palettes. That is using the Paul plot, different colors. Okay, for example, positive gene expression, negative gene expression. So these can also be distinguished through you. This kind of color palette from Paul plot that is available from Seaborn. So illustration of scatter plot, especially we can see in Monte Carlo simulation, like during the protein folding, we need a kind of these kind of plots. And a combination of the bar plots. I think usually even in our research also we are trying these kind of plots, isn't it? Pair plot. Okay. So cat plot, CAT cat plot, that is with a bar diagram with that standard deviation, etc. Okay. Now let me go ahead. So these are the types of plots we can try with the new package called okay, Seaborn. So till now, whatever we have practiced earlier is related to pandas, NumPy. Now we are coming with Seaborn. Okay, we can import Seaborn as SNS, and we can also include one more library called matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So initially, we have to upload a data set. I show you a few things. The remaining, okay. So first, I'm going to import all these libraries. Import pandas as PD. Import numpy as NP. Import cborn as what is that? SNS, and import the matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Okay, So these are the 4 packages I am importing. After this, I'll be trying loading a data set. To load the data set, so this is related to a flower called iris. So that just because I'm going to take the iris flower data, I'm typing like iris. You can type any name here. Okay, if we are going to receive data in iris, iris equals, that we are going to use cborn to fetch to load the data set. Load underscore data set. So there is already few examples loaded in this Jupyter notebook, that is in Anaconda Navigator. We have one data set already. That is, if you install these examples are already preloaded. Okay, I didn't going to use a separate Excel sheet for this. So whatever iris data set we have, we are going to load this and we are going to take it in iris value. In the iris variable, I have these values. Now, if you want to see what is there in the iris, oh no, sorry, come to the iris, shift enter. So you can see this 150 rows and 5 columns are there. So that is we have sepal length, sepal width, petal width. We have 150 datas. Okay, we have species as the string data, the remaining are all numerical data, integer data. Okay, so this is how the iris data looks like. Now we can try plotting few diagrams. So for example, if I want to find this info, okay, iris.info, okay, enter. So you will be getting sepal length, sepal width, petal width, species, 150 data are available. So to get this information, dot info. And similarly to describe, that is to describe with the mean, median, mode of the data, we use iris.describe. So how many count, what is the mean, standard deviation, minimum 25 percentage percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile data, maximum value of all the data will be getting in describe. Now let me go ahead with the illustration of few plots. So first, I have to use count plot of a particular x equals species. That is, actually we have, if you want to count how many setosa, how many virginica, and how many other species are available, I'm going to take this data like x equals species. In x, you'll be getting the species. And now what data I want to take? The data, whatever I have in the iris. Now press enter. So you are going to do the count plot. The count plot looks like this, like a bar diagram. Now we are going to give like a PLT. You remember the PLT from the matplot lib.py plot we have allotted as PLT, isn't it? So now we are going to use the matplot, that is in the graph. If I want to have a title, PLT dot title, we can give something like species count, okay, here, and close bracket. And other than title, if I want to show the output, then we have to show. If you don't show, you won't get that graph. So complete up to these 3 lines. So first is count plot. So what exactly you want to count? Species, we have, if you want to see how many species are present, so we are giving the species. Now data equals iris, PLT title, we give the title of the figure, and we make like this. Okay, now shift enter. So we'll be getting this graph like this. If you use the Seaborn color palette, even we can change the colors. So like this, so we have uh, plenty of, we can able to work with the already existing data set. With the already existing data set in this Anaconda Python notebook. Okay. So that's it. Today I have completed my session on the basics of Python programming, like how to work with math functions, how to work with drawing the graphs, how to install the Python, how to import the libraries, how to use the functions. So all these things we have seen. Print should be in tab, no tabs in it. Okay, okay, already checked it. Very good. I think you already have a knowledge on that. Yes. Okay. Any other doubts you can ask me. So this is the last session. So the next is there won't be any kind of an online session on tomorrow. So today is 11th. Up to what date can we have as a deadline? Can we keep 14th as a deadline? Is it okay? Yes or no? Can we keep deadline? Yeah, you can ask me. Whatever you tell, that one day I'm going to make. Okay. Is it okay?
Sir, how will be the MCQ test be taken? Like, will it be on the Google form or some other?
Yes, sir. Actually, I'll be providing that Google form for MCQ as well as overall feedback. Both are mandatory. So, if only if you complete the 30 MCQs and the overall feedback, you will be receiving the certificate. And I request all the participants to complete both on or before 14th so that there won't be any delay in holding the certificates. So it's with you. Everyone can cooperate to complete both the feedback and MCQ. The MCQ is very simple and the marks are not going to be reflected in the certificate. This is merely securing a certificate. You can try like a self-assessment with the MCQ.
And sir, is there any minimum marks that we need to score regarding the same?
There is no threshold for this. Actually, till now, the participants are getting more than 80 percentage. Okay, in all the courses, whatever I have conducted, it means that the participants are also watching the recorded videos and making, doing a good kind of test. Okay, so I whatever I assessed, the participants are securing more than 80 percentage, and there is no threshold. So even if you secure 0 marks, you'll be getting certificate. But I didn't find such a kind of a participants. The average mark is 80 percentage.
And sir, last question was like, after will we be getting the certificate after deadline, or just as we complete it in the next day, we will be getting the certificate?
Yeah. Actually, if only if all the participants complete on 14th, then I can provide you the certificates on 15th. So I need a 1 week time to deliver this to send you the e-certificates. But if the participants delay in completion, then obviously it extends. But anyhow, you'll be receiving the certificates on or before 17th of January. So it will be sent to your registered email IDs.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So if participants complete on tomorrow itself, all the participants receive certificates. But I believe that even some participants need some time for preparation through the recorded videos if they have missed watching the videos. Okay. Any other doubts other than the MCQ and feedback related to technical doubts you have? You can ask me. And in future, that is on 21st, we are conducting one more internship and certificate course. I believe you also received the mail. Okay, so we have pioneers from two different colleges. They already received grants, and one faculty also have startup under this field. Okay, so they can deliver much on the Python programming skills.
Sir, with due permission, can I just generate a poll in the WhatsApp groups to know how many of them completed and how many of them have left the?
Yes, each and every day I'll be updating in the WhatsApp. And if they are not completing on or before 14th, I display their names to complete as soon as possible. I keep in touch with them, I follow with them, and I try to make the participant to complete on or before 14th.
Okay, so sir, should I generate a poll also? So as we can put
Okay,
this on.
okay. Okay, if you want me to generate the poll, definitely I will be generating the poll. After
Yes, yes,
disconnecting this, within 5 minutes, I generate the poll.
yes, yes, yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good. Okay, thank you. Any other suggestions? I think participants are also offering good suggestions. Any other suggestions? Okay, if no suggestions, okay. So best wishes for your MCQ test. And I thank all the participants who made me more interesting in teaching this kind of course. Okay, so and also the special thanks to the participants who attended yesterday and today's session on holidays. Okay, have a great day to you all. So the ultimate thing is that better bring the form of an outcome. Whatever you study, utilize in your research, come with publications or come with any kind of conference publications. Can we get any reference ebooks? We have plenty of ebooks for Python programming. And for ebooks, till now I didn't try that kind of an ebooks, but in future I'll be writing the book. So, actually whatever I'm teaching from in these certificate courses, I'm thinking of writing the book. If anyone are interested to join with me, you can join with me in future to write the books. Okay, this is how we can generate the ebooks. Okay, so thank you very much for providing me this opportunity. Best wishes to you all. Have a great day to you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.